About half a year ago, I posted what would become my most successful video ever. But as I rewatched the video countless and countless times, I try to grasp what it is that the audience liked the most. What made this video the best performing video yet? But the ideas that I came up with never really gave me the right answer, and as I tested those answers within different videos, some videos did well, others flopped. And that's when I started asking myself more and more questions. What makes a video have 100,000 views? What makes it have 1,000,000 views? Is it the music? Is it the visuals? What's the answer? And at the end of this on and off routine, I was stuck without a right answer. So I decided to ask myself one stupidly, insanely simple, and quite honestly weird question. Why was this video cool?
I soon realized that.
According to one of the coolest actors in Hollywood, Michael Fassbender, cool is Burt Lancaster from the 1900s. And according to Porsche's chief designer, cool is defined as the self-evident case of being, whatever that means. And then we have the design director of Polestar, Max Missoni, who says cool is to care. All right. As you can see, no one has really much idea what cool really and truly means. So I guess it makes it contextual or self-defined to every single individual and situation. So that kind of makes that last video almost Inception-like, where you look for cool things to make your brand cooler by exploring things that have already been labeled cool by others and trying to find the middle ground for yourself. A little bit, I guess, of everything. All right, at this point, I'm kind of just yapping. I want to go into specifics about what makes something cool. So if we go back to that video I made, it's the music, it's the creative content and the footage I used from other creators to support the story and the message. It's the honest and raw idea of understanding and sort of accepting that, hey, I can be related to the people that inspire me by creating mood boards and vision boards, and obviously the video focused on that. And lastly, what I think really took it to a new level of cool is recognizing that people all over the world, all over the globe in different niches and industries were starting to accept the idea of, hey, I think it's okay to go back to this idea of, I want to be cooler. I want my brand and my company and my content to be a little bit cooler than the day before. It's about developing the skill set of making people fall in love.
It's just that not so long ago, I would have described your feelings towards me as, I'm trying to think of a better word than loathing.
And having a better taste so you can serve better products, content, ideas to your audience and your customers. And all of that is tied together because it is so easy to list out a monumental list of things that you define as epic, as interesting, as inspiring, and just create very similar things.
180 kilometers and run a marathon on Antarctica.
It's not even really stealing, it's just focusing on what you think matters most to you and obviously your team and your audience. And so the next question we have to ask ourselves is, why do I want to be cool? All right, at this point in the video, if you are still here, you might be rolling your eyes at the amount of times I have said the word cool. You might also be rolling your eyes because most of the world, most of the mainstream has told you that to be cool or to chase this idea that is so contextual and so irrelevant in certain situations is out of style, it's snobby, it's just not cool. But in my opinion, that's the backwards education this world has provided us. It keeps you pinned down in the rat race. It keeps you not so unique in your brand, in your products, in your work. And it keeps you from exploring the thing that you can get most of with being cool. Money. Yes, money. Money is actually one of the greatest byproducts of being cool. And research by consumer scientists has proved this again and again. Obviously, if you're looking at this sort of content, you know that a large majority of consumers are driven not by the need, but by the want. So it's very logical that what they want is something they deem as cool or a synonymous word. So if you're a founder, an entrepreneur, a creator, or even just working at a company where you get to make a share of the results, then telling yourself, I don't want to be cool is, again, very synonymous with, I don't want to make more money. And really, if you're going to ask me for examples, it's not a hard formula to come up with examples for. If you're, for example, a fitness coach, you want to be in great shape, you want to have this Hollywood body, you want something that people look up to and strive for. If you create content, is your content unique and approachable? Or are you just overly committed to the sense and this idea that I just want more subscribers, I want more people watching without really giving them any value and without being nonchalant about it? If you're a business coach or a mentor of sorts, you want to make sure your processes and your results are there on a platter for people to look at and say, hey, fuck, I want to do the same thing. I want to achieve the same thing. And again, the synonym for all this is this guy's cool or this girl's cool. I want to have a little bit of that as well. So much about making money is about people liking a little bit of you, at least some part of you or your lifestyle. So the question remains, how do I become cool? I can't say for sure which approach you should take, but I can talk about what has helped me. First part is to try and display a trait you don't have. It's nonsense. Viewers and consumers, they're too smart nowadays and they catch on very quick and understand like, hey, this is a character. This guy's playing. This is an actor. And for me, that moment actually came very recently. I was starting to aim in terms of viewership and content for more than I had. I didn't even stop to understand, hey, I have a stadium full of people in my audience already. And it displayed itself by, again, not realizing that there's 10,000 creators, founders, really cool fucking people that I can talk to directly, and I can continue discussing the sorts of content and topics that were previously connecting with the audience. And I started aiming at topics that were a little bit more in aim, or so to say, for the masses, for the scaling. And actually, those specific videos flopped more and more, while the ones that stuck closer to the roots performed the best. In summary, not cool. So whether you're Henry Cavill or Steve McQueen or just a new creator, begging and asking for more attention without admiring and being in the moment that you're in right now is the fastest way to be the opposite of cool. You can make endless content with the goal of virality, with making something that hits, and in fact, you will often succeed if that's your only chase. But the furthest thing from cool is doing something that just gets approval from the masses, and that is the thing so many people do not understand about virality. The trait within the viral creators is not how they make viral content or what type of content gets them viral, but rather how they adapt themselves to continue being cool and innovative within those growing numbers. Timothée Chalamet, IShowSpeed, Kai Cenat, these are all examples of people, when the numbers came, they found a way how to adjust their act and their content to the best format. And of course, you can go after the fame, you can achieve the fame first, but just as fast as the way up, the way down might be even faster. I've talked about this before and I'll say it one more time. As a creator entrepreneur, the greatest partner in this battle is the idea of perception. Create ideas with the routine of a best-selling author, market products as if you're in the Apple marketing offices, and create products as if your last name was Jobs. So when you do strike gold and you get a little bit of that luck and maybe a little bit of that fame and attention comes your way, there's a lot of nonchalance about it because you just continue doing what you were doing before as part of your routine, as part of your process. Again, it's not an act. But if you do decide to step into the shoes of the greats without putting in blood, sweat, and tears into the process, the viewer will quickly catch on and say, not cool. Alright guys, before I sign off, I want to say and give some sort of homage to the man, Steve McQueen. Studying his story is what inspired this video, and I know this isn't the regular type of video where I go into a case study breakdown or a very deep idea or breakdown. It's more like preachy, I would say, and just sharing my personal thoughts and what I think will potentially help you and has definitely helped me in regards to tuning my thinking both about business and personal life and whatever it might be. I really recommend to study Steve McQueen's story because there's so much ups and downs and a downfall that sort of has a high note to it as well. There's lots of autobiographies or biographies about Steve McQueen and documentaries, so I do recommend that, although he's obviously not the DiCaprio or the Chalamet who are so popular in our generation, but of generations prior. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know, but we're back to regular programming here in a few weeks and the videos are absolutely gonna hit. So on our road to 100K, drop a comment for the algorithm, drop a comment if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you soon. Thank you.